Hey, I'm Kingsley. I studied zoology with a year abroad and now I'm doing a Masters by Research in Biological Sciences.
So I'm Holly and I study history at the University of Exeter.
Hi, my name's Sam. I studied conservation biology and ecology and I'm now studying my Masters in conservation science and policy at the Penryn campus.
At the University of Exeter, we've got a variety of teaching methods.
We had the standard sort of lectures where you're in lecture theatres with up to sort of 250 people, and then you have smaller classes, like groups of sort of even 20, 30, 40 people. We have a lot of practical sessions as well, so you're not always just stuck in a lecture, you're sort of getting out and about, in the field, in the lab.
In the humanities, for the contact time might be a bit different to those that studied the science degrees or things like that. So contact time for me was maximum 8 hours a week, but obviously that will change depending on how many modules you take. The rest of my time I'm expected to use for independent study.
Typically at university, and this is true of most institutions, not just Exeter, but you'll start with a lot more contact time, and then as you go through your degree, that amount of contact time and that amount of supervised learning will decrease, and you'll be expected to make up for that with more independent study and research in your chosen subject.
There's a lot of ability for us to really hone in on the interests that we have. There's a system which we call modularity, which means that you can pick subjects or modules from different degrees. For example, I'm studying conservation and I had the option to study modules from politics or geography or history, as long as it could fit in with the timetable. And we also have the option to take on languages, so you can either do, I think, Spanish, French, and Mandarin.
When you first join as a first year student at the University of Exeter, you'll be assigned a pastoral tutor. So this might be a role similar to what some of you currently experience perhaps in school or in college, where you might have a form tutor. So that'll be someone in charge of a group of about 15 students, all of you who are course mates starting out together on this journey, on this new degree together. And that'll be a professor or an academic within your department. So it can be about academic issues, advice about which modules to take, but also pastorally.
So we have day-long field trips where we go out to local places in Cornwall, and then we have some amazing residential field courses as well. Again, the purpose is to get your field skills and experiences up, but it's just an incredible, wholesome personal experience as well.
So the way that study abroad works at the University of Exeter is you'll still have all 3 years of teaching that you'd normally get, but it's an added additional year that slots in between the second and third year that makes your program a 4-year course. So I spent my third year away at the University of Texas in Austin, which was a really cool and totally different experience. It's a great opportunity to expose yourself to different academic things or ways of thinking. So it's a great chance to go and travel and have all of these amazing life experiences, but under the structure of a year abroad with support and with a broader overall reason for being there.
I absolutely loved living in halls in first year, and if I could go back and do it all over again, I would. It was just such a really lovely community feeling, and it's also a great way of meeting new people. Well, most of the people in my flat were Falmouth students, so they were sort of studying really artistic subjects, and then I had a couple of people who were studying geography. You can live with all just girls or all just guys. You can also select to have like a quiet flat if that's what suits you.
Halls of residence could be catered or uncatered. On the Penryn campus, the biggest accommodation we have is on campus itself, and that's called Glasney Village. And also because of the size of the flats, I feel like you're more likely to meet someone that's got something in common with you. You're not alone as well in the halls of residences, especially with Glasney Village. We have on-site 24/7 help from the Glasney Lodge. We have accommodation in Falmouth as well, which would involve getting the bus or the train to campus, so it is further away, but it is in the heart of the town.
In second and third year, most people do move out into Penryn or Falmouth, and they're both really nice places to live. The uni provides us help with finding certified houses. They also can help if you don't have any housemates to live with. They can sort of get you in contact with other people that you could live with.
Penryn's kind of a smaller town than Falmouth. It's a bit quieter, but it's also got a really big community vibe. They've got a lot of independent cafes and pubs and things like that. And then Falmouth is the bigger town, which is where the nightlife tends to happen. Falmouth is where all the beaches are as well.
And the best way I think I'd use to describe Falmouth is that it's got quite a kind of alternative and independent spirit. So you're not likely to find many of kind of chain shops you may be familiar with. It's a lot more kind of independent, quirky little bookshops or cafes. We maybe don't have so much in the way of huge multi-storey clubs like you'd find in a city, but it's that cool trendy bar that then's got a downstairs room where your friend from Falmouth University band will be playing that night. So it's much more of that kind of feel to it.
Being so close to the coast and the beach is just the best thing. Every year without fail, I've ended my exams and I've run straight to the beach and had a swim in the sea.
If you go out shopping during the day, you're bound to meet people that you know. If you go out during the night, you can leave one bar and go into the next door, and you'll see some different group of friends that you know. It's just that kind of place where everywhere you go there's a kind of friendly face, and everywhere you go there's something different and cool and weird that's going on. So the kind of local area as well is really green and kind of has that environmental theme flowing through it. And you'll find that generally there's lots of kind of vegan and veggie restaurants in Falmouth too, and it's just a very kind of environmentally conscious place to be. The Student Union is responsible for kind of representing you and your thoughts and experience as a student. The Students' Union is also the home for all of our sports clubs and societies.
The Falmouth and Exeter Students' Union also put on different events like the Grad Ball, the Summer Ball. Societies are kind of like mini clubs that all have similar interests, and if there isn't a society there that kind of takes your interest or anything, you can start your own.
Sports at university isn't just about competitive sports. I played more kind of intramural, more casual sports at university. So in my first year I played in a five-a-side league. University is also a great time to try out new sports that you maybe wouldn't have had the chance to, particularly water sports, so whether it be surfing, kayaking, sailing, which is something that's really great about our location in Falmouth.
We also do have more competitive sports. Every year we have the bottle match.
Lots of universities around the UK are involved in something called RAG, which is raising and giving. We like to think of ourselves as a little bit different and unique down in the southwest in Cornwall. So we've changed it to RAD, that stands for Raise and Donate. So that's a charity kind of wing, if you like, of our students' community. And we get involved in all sorts of different things throughout the year. And then we also have kind of student journalism as something that you can get involved with too.
So volunteering at university is a great way to meet new people and get involved in student life, but also get involved with the community as well. So there can be volunteering societies. For example, there's the Clean Beach Project, which involves every weekend on Saturday at 10 a.m. they'll have an event such as on Swampole Beach, where we all just come together and we collect any plastic or any rubbish that we can find, and then we sort it out to go to recycling instead. So it's just a great way to get involved with the community, meet lots of new people, and also kind of use up your time in the best way possible as well.
If you currently receive any support, so perhaps you have your own learning plan in place that you've had experience of at school or college, the university is also great at implementing that and supporting you as you transition through to university. We have our doctor's surgery on campus, which a lot of our first year students are encouraged to register with. And there's lots of different support throughout the year. So for example, we have a housing fair for first years, which takes place in kind of November.
We have some really good academic skills support on campus in a department called Ask. And they are really good with anything, sort of any queries that you have about the work that you're doing.
The Career Zone can help by looking at your CV or interview techniques. They do a range of different workshops, such as how to find a part-time employer or how to secure a graduate job, and you can also book like a mock interview with them. And we also have health and wellbeing support. So on campus we have people there that you can go to speak to as well if you're having any troubles, but you can also go there if you're worried about someone else as well.
The great thing about the Penryn campus is that you're part of such a well-known Russell Group university, but you still have that amazing sort of laid-back atmosphere, community vibe. You're in such a stunning environment, and it's just, I think because of that, it's one of those places that everyone just falls in love with.
I chose the University of Exeter because of the reputation they had for the history degree.
I just loved the community feel. I loved the sort of outdoorsy vibes that the campus had to offer, while still being part of a really well-known university with a great reputation.
I chose the University of Exeter's Penryn campus because I thought it offered the best balance of getting a world-class education with world-leading researchers, but also being in a wonderful part of the UK with lots of amazing outdoor and indoor activities on offer.